Hello all, in today's video we're going to talk about graphic settings and some essential filters that I feel whether if you raid or you do group content that are extremely important and will help you become better at whatever you may choose to do. So last week I had a viewer ask me a question. And this was when going through Shadow Valley, I could barely see due to the heavy fog. Your video shows my clear version, so I'm assuming something with the settings. So I said, hey, hey, Chaotic, I think that's a great idea. Let me make a video because in my travels and talking to people, a lot of times some video settings might be set differently, so they might not see certain things, auras happen in raids or in group content. So I said I'll make a video. So here we are. So addressing the fog, that happened during the January patch, and quite a few people were not too happy about. So you're not alone, Chaotic. So quite a few other people were having some difficulty with it. So before we get started, just clear this, I use minimal amount of graphics. I don't like everything turned on high. I have a decent machine, probably not top of the line, but reasonable. But I don't like, you know, all the auras and all the particles flying all over the place, especially at rate. It's pretty horrible. It's like a unicorn threw up on your screen. So anyway, display, go to display tab. The important things here we're talking about is on the right side. Gamma, I keep at like halfway mark. You could put it higher if you want, if you like your screen a little bit up, but around, midway for me is okay. Far clip, this is fairly important. What this is your ability to see further away from you. Um, this setting has been placed in because some people have older machines that may not be able to process all the graphics or graphics cards or whatnot. For me personally, I like vision and I'm able to do it. If it's not set at 100, I would certainly suggest trying it and see how your machine performs, but it's definitely a good thing. So, like for example, if I crank it down a little bit, you'll see it should be like going less. Like you see less further away. So, as high as possible with the best performance is what you should be setting it at. This next thing here, the particles, this is what a big one, whether it be for group or raid. So spells is off. Use the spells. Keep it at near low me plus NPC opacity 100. Environment, this is specifically for like the auras, the ground things. So near and low opacity 100. Players is for their stuff. Near low me plus NPC opacity 100. Again, this is middle amount, but to see stuff that's going on, which is very important. And then as far as advanced is concerned, memory mode, I was told balance is the most ideal. So give that a shot for performance. Upper right, I have three things checked off. Enable Windows Gamma, which is when you're in Windows mode. If you click it off, your screen becomes dark and yucky. So keep it Windows when you're in Windows mode. I like clicking that just because it's a little brighter. Enable post effects. This one's important. Again, this is for group array content. So some developers, when they make missions or raids, you'll notice that your screen will turn to a darker shade when you're in an aura or when something bad is to happen or something like that. That's the enable post effect. So it's very important that you have this on. It's not like happens all the time. This is just specifically for like raid events or group missions. So if you don't have that on, you should. It doesn't impact much of the game, but in certain events, it definitely is helpful. For example, like the BOA one right now, when those shades in the first phase, like how your screen changes a different shade, that's the enable plus effects. And then the enable blue lighting is just a little lighter. So shadow clip I keep a little bit low. This one I keep middle. The next two things, max frames per second and background frames per second, this is fairly important. This is more so for when you have multiple characters up on the same machine and auto follow. So if you have them lower, sometimes your character will not auto follow properly. And this is when I say maybe, because auto follow has a lot of different factors to it. It could be your internet connection, it could be your computer, it could be your just overall memory, things like that. So there's a lot of factors, but This definitely helps if you're able to push it up to unlimited without losing any performance of your game. So that's basically for settings. So some filters that I find extremely useful. First thing is going to be timestamp. Like you see all my windows have timestamps. If you right click the header of any of the chat bars, there's timestamps right at the bottom, set it at full. So what is the advantage of this? It's basically like someone sends you a tell and then you were AFK. You don't know when they sent the tell. You come back and you say, "Oh shit, sorry, I missed your tell. I don't know when you sent it." If you have the timestamps, you'll see it's all set to local time. So say, "Oh, you sent the tell 3 hours ago. Sorry, what's up?" Or whatever. Also, later on with emotes, things like that, you'll be able to time. Say this one happened 58 after the hour, the next one triggered on the hour. So it's a 2 minute reoccurring emote or something to that effect. Other chat filters and such. So, and this one is what I strongly suggest having a separate window for. Again, whether it be group or rate, it doesn't matter. It's important. Having system message, event messages, and other. Reason why is, again, this is dependent on how the developer designed the mission or the raid, but some of the emotes have been set to system messages or events or other. So if you have all three, you'll be able to see whatever happens. And you'll have a separate window. There won't be excuse of, oh, it spammed off my screen. I didn't see it. You'll see it, you'll know it, and then you'll be able to follow it and get it done. Another one, this is specifically if you're a melee or if you like to swing your weapon or whatnot. Um, Filters, melee warning. Ah, I'm retarded. Hold up. Melee warnings. So what this is let's say you're running your birds, you're attacking something, and you don't realize that you're actually out of range. So, for example, if I hit attack on now, you see your target's too far away. So having this window is like a reminder, like a say, hey, you got to get back into position. Because if you're running your birds and you're not attacking for 2, 3 seconds because you didn't know it, that's millions of damage gone. So if you have this, and with the timestamp, you'll see exactly how much damage DPS you're losing because you're not positioned correctly. So this is like a really big one, especially for melees, tanks, and things like that. You want to make sure that you're fighting and you're not wasting your time or work burns or anything like that. And that's pretty much it. I just wanted to make a real quick video on some of the things that are useful, my settings, graphic settings. So there you go, folks. So have a great day and hope this was useful. Bye bye.